Well, there's a lot of editing on the front end of this.
Sorry.
A little out of practice out right around here.
That's okay. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, Adam, welcome back, bub.
It's good to be back.
Is it?
No. I just say that because that's what people say on talk shows and things.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. I wonder how often in the talk show they really like don't mean that.
Oh, I would say a lot. Because I
just
feel like you don't mean that you're happy to be here right now.
No, I'm perspiring. I think we just need to get that right off the gate.
You're a sweaty man.
I mean, I'm hot.
And we'll talk about that.
I'm hot.
There's a reasoning. I mean,
yeah, there's reasons for everything.
I'm a sweater. Like I sweat. I would use the word profusely.
Yeah, I sweat peeling an orange.
Yeah, that is true. You do sweat. I mean, you're a sweaty guy.
I got a fly already on me.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to kill this fly. He's going to land. All right. I learned this from a Seminole Indian.
Man, that started early.
I know. This segment's brought to you by... Oh, you can't move, bro. Oh, he made it easy for me, though. Look at that, folks.
Smoked him.
Got him.
Smoked him.
So there's a clap method to killing a fly, but this segment is brought to you by Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad.
Just right off the bat.
Well, we just want to hit up on them sponsors first and foremost, and I guess before I get into this killing fly thing, on an incredible trick that I'd learned from a Seminole Indian.
Okay.
Which I feel like when you say that,
it makes it more legitimate,
right? Because he actually looks Indian. No offense to you, who the tags on your vehicle say Wyandotte-Nation.
Wyandotte-Nation. The turtle people. Spirit of the turtle.
I don't even know what that means. Anyway,
I got a fun story about that.
Okay, we'll chase that rabbit too. But you don't look like an Indian.
No.
You don't.
I mean, I don't.
You don't look like an Indian. And maybe that in our just weirdo culture today, that's offensive to people because like, oh, how can you
do that?
What are your pronouns?
What are yours?
You're Indian.
And the podcast has been banned.
We've been banned. But you don't look like an Indian.
No.
But you are a card carrying.
I'm a card carrying 164th Indian.
Ginger Indian. Yeah.
So the story with that.
Does Geronimo? Is think Geronimo was like rolling over in his grave?
I'm sure he's had. Oh, here's the story.
Okay.
So we go up to Wyandotte, Oklahoma, where the tribal headquarters are located.
Oh, that's strange. Wouldn't have put that together.
Yeah, Wyandotte,
but you know
Oklahoma.
What? You would also think that Caddo, Oklahoma would be in Caddo County, but guess what?
It's not.
It's not. So keep going.
It's not. So we go up to this place, and that's kind of always been my line is, I know I'm the whitest, redheadedest Indian you ever seen, kind of thing.
Oh, I know this story.
And so we go up to
this is good.
So we go up there, and we're in there. I think it's because they allot a car seat per kid that's registered. So like we could go up there and we could get a free car seat, which was awesome. So
how far of a drive is it to Wyandotte?
It was about 2 hours.
It's a 4-hour drive for a car seat.
Well, we were at Lake Tenkiller.
Oh, okay.
So we were already
I was like, that seems to defeat the purpose.
We were already most of the way there, and then when Josie was born, we actually went through, which is this time that happened. We were on our way to Silver Dollar City. So it made more sense. Also, didn't make sense to have more than all the car seats packed into your luggage-filled vehicle. That was one we didn't think about prior to, but. Yeah. We get there, and so I'd never been there except for because my mom went and got the first set of car seats because she was there close. And we walk in the doors, and it's just this cool stuff. So they have this whole museum that's got all this neat history stuff and all that. And so we go through all that. Then we go over to
almost said junk.
All this junk.
All this cool history junk.
It is cool history junk.
Trash.
Not trash. Junk. Big difference.
Yes, sir.
One's a colloquialism. That's a really hard word to say, and I'm proud that I got it out. So we walk into the main...
I have no idea what it means.
I don't either, but it sounds right. We walk into this main area where kind of like their administrative offices are, and we're talking to one lady, and then the chief walks in.
Oh, man.
And Chief Billy.
Okay.
Chief Billy walks in. And he walks down the hall, and he's like, hey, are you guys tribal members? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, it's good to meet you. I always love to get to meet people, especially the ones that aren't from around here, blah, blah, blah. And I say my line, and I said, I know I'm just the whitest, most gingerest Indian.
I'm holding down the wine dots down here on 16th and Rockwall, in Oklahoma City, down here in the hood that he was living at the time.
Yeah. And he and I say the whole whitest, gingerest Indian you've ever seen thing. And he goes, and he kind of nodded, and he goes, but you know?
Oh, man.
But you know?
Do it.
It's not what here that matters. It's what in here that matters. And I was just like, I got goosebumps.
That's pretty legit. I remember you telling me that story.
And so I was like, I'm claiming it.
We learned a lot about you, Adam. We've learned a lot about you. We learned.
You say that line about what your mama says. Some things you just kind of keep on your insides.
Yeah, my mom used to always say you don't have to tell everything you know.
That's kind of how I roll. For some reason, this microphone brings things out of you that I would never disclose.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. You got a text message, buddy?
Yeah, I think it was an email.
Real professional.
Is that what this is?
You're right. So we had my son Matthias on the podcast.
We don't have air conditioning.
And
you're going to talk about my text message?
That's true. We, sweating the evil out of you.
Oh God. Jeez. I'm going to be floating like an angel by the end of this. We're sweating the evil out.
It's not that bad, bro.
Oh, God.
It's not that bad. Anyway, so in the main part of my building, I don't have air conditioning. But maybe if you'd work a little harder and make us some more money, I could put an air conditioner in here.
My fault. Sorry, guys. My bad.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I was telling a story.
Yeah.
About my friend,
who's
Seminole Indian, Pat Williams.
Yeah.
Also a very Indian name.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that I grew up, in western Oklahoma, and Hammond was we played a Hammond in sports.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like very, they're Cheyenne Arapaho Indians.
Yeah.
And they had very different names.
Yeah.
I grew up in Allen, Oklahoma, around a lot of the Chickasaw Choctaws.
Did you play against a white killer?
So you play, so like Tin Bear, and
we had a white killer on our offensive line.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
That is intense.
That is very intense,
man. Dude, that's that's awesome. I mean,
it's an Indian name.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's just a
Indian. It's just very,
very Indian.
It's not hiding anything.
No, not hiding anything at all. But anyway, my friend Pat Williams was one of my students when I was doing youth ministry, intern for me. He showed me this clap. So if a fly lands, say there's a fly right here.
Yeah.
All right. We'll use this mic, okay? And you come up and you, boom, you kill them every time.
Every time?
Every time. It's
really
incredible. Like, honestly, it's probably 90%.
So some of the science behind that, did you know that a fly has to take off like a helicopter?
Okay.
A fly has to lift and then fly. It can't take off.
Interesting.
Which is why that method works, I think.
See, folks, this is why this podcast is really honestly
Can we go ahead and end it right now?
This is next level podcast.
I think this is the best podcast we've ever done. 10 minutes.
Walking away.
I think.
All right, guys, you learned something about flies.
Where's the music?
They have to take off like a helicopter. This is why this podcast is next level, is because of the educational side of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to teach you about arithmetic.
They still call it that?
My grandma and grandpa out at Raiden, they'd be like, well, how the kids doing on their arithmetic? And I'm like, it's called math. We shortened it down.
We called it mathematics because arithmetic sounds like we're going to be hit with switches.
Yeah, you're going to get beat with a ruler if you don't get your decimal in the right spot. Anyway, but this podcast, that's why it's next level. Anyway, Adam, huge news. First off, we're back in person. Last podcast, I had COVID.
Had the Rona.
I had the Rona. I got bit by the Rona. I had the Rona, but the Rona did not have me. That was my saying.
It did.
It kind of did have me for a minute.
It did.
There. I just really fatigue was the main thing.
There was a few days where she had you.
There was about 4
bad.
or 5 days where I was just like, oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, it was rough.
Fever, little bit of the Rhea,
A little bit of the Rhea,
a little bit of soft serve.
What's that like? I've never experienced it.
Adam experiences diarrhea about 3 days a week because of his habitually horrible dietary
I haven't
intake.
had it lately.
I know, which we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to get there. Anyway, but we are back in person, which is great to be able to do that and to say that and to, pull that off.
Nice
I don't want to come across that I'm taking this Corona thing lightly.
Yeah.
By any means. My neighbor right over here, she lost her mom.
Yeah.
To COVID. So I don't want to downplay that by any means. It's
a serious deal if you get it.
Yeah, no, for real, it is. It is. But it's good to be back. But we have a huge announcement.
Okay.
Huge announcement.
Okay.
We have a beverage sponsor.
A for real deal beverage sponsor.
A real deal beverage sponsor.
Wow.
All right. Deer Camp Coffee.
Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee.
The nectar of the gods.
Remember that list that we went through that one time and talk about the things that you don't like that everybody else does like?
Yeah.
Remember what was on one of mine?
I don't care. I don't care. Yours
Are they
was coffee.
paying us?
They are.
I love coffee.
You love coffee.
I love coffee. I love coffee.
So you do drink coffee on occasion, though. And you drink black coffee.
Yeah.
When you do.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Now
we'll get
have
into
to.
it even more.
Yeah.
But Deer Camp Coffee is one of the newest sponsors. And I was like, dude, it's our beverage. Like, this is it.
It just makes sense.
It took 13 podcasts to get here.
The only place to go is up.
Right. So Deer Camp, I'll just spend a second here. Deer Camp makes lots of options. They make K-Cups for that Keurig. They make, this is their Dominant Buck dark roast flavor. But they have a bunch of different flavors. All kinds of stuff. Even pumpkin spice for the ladies. You'd be a pumpkin spice guy.
I like pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I figured you'd probably be a pumpkin spice guy.
I like
set that so we can
all the things.
See that. Anyway, so excited to have Deer Camp Coffee. We're just going to give them the old title of
sponsor.
Official beverage.
Yeah.
Of the FDO podcast. And it's good.
You've gained 6 new customers.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Deer Camp, the folks that are tuning into this podcast. That's not true. That's not true at all. Since the show started, we've had like
4 more?
No. Like the first week of the show airing, the podcast was downloaded several hundred times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like things are kind of happening.
Well, now I'm kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, I know, especially this.
I figured this would never go anywhere, so the things I said were safe. Like it would just...
Did you think... Because I've been pushing for this for a long time.
It's been a long time. Like probably 3 years.
I pushed to do a podcast, and you're just like, oh. It's kind of like me saying, hey, you know where some good side money is, Adam? Wedding photography.
Oh, God.
Wedding videos. I've said that multiple times.
There's not enough money in the world.
And that is not true. That is not true. Think about it, as a kid used to say, I wouldn't do that for $1 million. Adam, list how many things you wouldn't do for $1 million.
There's not a lot.
Can you put it on one hand?
None. I could put it on none hands.
None hands. You would murder somebody for $1 million?
Yeah,
I wouldn't kill. You know why you get away with that?
You
know why you'd get away with that?
Go to the Indian reservation.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know how you knew. I was like, you just pulling that Indian card, bro. You go to the reservation, you just disappear.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Get out of jail free card.
Yeah. Yep. See, this is why this podcast is next
more
level.
Education.
It's more education.
Yeah.
Hey, you know another good trick? That if you do end up murdering somebody, go buy some extinct plants that are on the endangered list, not extinct, because then they would be able to
bury them under it,
and you bury them under it, and they can't dig them up.
Can't touch them plants.
Can't touch them plants. That's a good idea too. I've thought about it. Apparently,
I think everybody at some point. I mean, at some point you just, how could we get away with this if I had to?
Yeah. No.
I mean, you got to strategize. Not that you'd use it, but just for the fun
got a
of
plan.
it. Yeah.
You know, always have a plan. I got a bug out plan.
That's how serial killers start.
You have a bug out plan?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it hits the fan. Like, I mean, our society just crumbles, and it's like Walking Dead out here.
If first plan is to hunker down at home for a little bit. Second plan is, I think we talked about just heading out to heading out to Alva. See Vicei.
Oh, Vicei. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we got all kinds of plans.
Yeah. We have a bug out plan. Anyway, man, we chased a rabbit, and I have no idea.
I don't know where we were. I mean, we left off. The last rabbit was.
No, he's talking about. I know he's talking
killing
about
a fly.
I know. Yeah.
But then we were talking about coffee.
No. I remember we talking
and then
about.
we talked about murdering people.
Let's back up to murdering people. You're gonna get that stitch. You're gonna get that stitch in your side. Of the things you wouldn't do.
Things I wouldn't do for $1 million.
Yeah, like remember as a kid though, you'd be like, oh, I wouldn't do that for $1 million, and then you become an adult, and you like legit realize what $1 million is, and you're like, are there pictures? Is there going to be evidence?
Is there a record?
What is, you know what I mean? Like what's the level, you know?
Yeah.
Because you realize, and not even that, like, man, what's the list of things you wouldn't do for 10 grand? Like just cold cash.
There's
cash.
It's just not, when you think about how many months that is to garner that kind of cash.
I made a TikTok. There's this he's this cop, this big black guy. I mean, he's like ripped up, just muscled up, and it says, "Would you punch me in the face for $10 million?" And I mean, he's big.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. I mean, like, you know, I'm a defensive lineman, big dude, but he's big. Like he looks like he's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big guy.
330.
I saw that one.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
It's like, would you punch me in the face for $10 million? And I stitched it, and you know, have him saying that. He like turns his hat around backwards or whatever. So I get my ladder out.
Yeah.
Pop my ladder open, and I climb up on it, and I punch my phone.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, here's the deal. Even if he causes $2 million worth of damage, which seems like a lot of damage to my body.
I think he could easily sustain that on you as well.
I think so, probably too.
Yeah. I mean, you're hospital for, you know, a month or two, maybe a little small coma.
Right, but I don't. Let's say he causes $5 million worth of damage to me.
Worth it.
Still
you ain't gonna do a thing when you get out.
I know.
You can sit there and
just live on that interest. Yeah. I don't have to do this stupid podcast anymore. I can tell you that much.
Freaking podcast.
Because it's raking in the dough right now. You know what I mean? The amount of profit.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Only one way to go from here.
That's right.
Actually, I guess we can go down because we can lose a sponsor.
Deer Camp can be like, you know what? That last podcast you introduced us on was.
Well, maybe we should put this closer. Can you go get a box here? A postal box?
All right, guys. So the rest of this podcast is...
All right.
This is how the rest of it's going to go.
We're going to sit here behind the coffee bag.
Right. Yep.
But...
Okay. Anyway, so we would admit the list of things that you wouldn't do for money as an adult changes as you become an adult and you have bills and insurance and... fuel.
Children.
Oh, God, are they expensive? Are you guys done? With your own kids?
We will not have any more children. When Addie turns 1, we are going to go to like their the fostering class stuff.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I will adopt a kid. I say that. I have no idea. All I know is I want to do some... That's why we built our house as big as I built it. It's got 2 extra rooms in it, so we can, you know, do some fostering stuff. Because
that's really cool.
That's something that we want to do, and I think the Bible talks about it, and I think it's something that I know I feel called to do. So,
are you trying to make me feel guilty?
No, you've got 4 children. 4
I do.
Savage,
I do, and
ruthless children.
Not all of them are ruthless savages.
Joe's a really nice.
Joe's
kid.
a good kid. The rest of them,
they got shanks.
They're ferals.
They're all
feral children.
Feral children.
Yeah, Sterling
is feral.
My 4-year-old child is. Well, it's funny. We just have, so that's another big announcement. We just signed JTS shotguns.
That is true.
That's a big deal.
It was a really big deal, and they're cool.
They are, man. JTS
really cool.
shotguns. They're out of Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They have some stinking awesome guns. They got an over and under that is a beautiful gun.
Beautiful shotgun. They got the old AK.
Oh no, hold on. Now we're building to that.
I don't want to. There's no need to build. We just go right to it.
Well, I know, but I wanted to talk about all the guns they have.
Okay. Well,
they have kind of your gas operated, automatic shotguns.
Everything
They're
that you would think is a shotgun.
Pump shotgun, home defense.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they also have these AK and AR platform 12-gauge shotguns that are bad to the bone, dude.
They're really cool.
Oh, gosh.
You feel really cool holding
You
them
do.
too.
And here, the other thing is that there's been a lot of frustration with, like, the Sega.
Yeah.
Because they won't cycle good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We shot about
30, 40 rounds.
every kind of
and I mixed
every
it.
size.
He was like, "Oh, we forgot shotgun shells," and I just have this random box of shotgun shells,
Which everybody has.
right? And it was in this cabinet over here, and it's just like I've got some 3-inch triple BB, goose loads, some 2 3/4 bird shot, some
slugs.
So I honestly had buckshot. I had everything in there, and we just mixed them.
Yeah,
in a magazine, and them things just were like as fast as you pull the trigger. We never had a failure.
Never did.
They are stinking awesome. Anyway, but we had Mike from JTS Shotguns here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have him
at
on
my
the
house.
podcast.
Yeah, we need to have him on.
He'd be a good guest.
Oh, I like
He's
that
got
guy.
stories.
He does, man. He used to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
or a power lifter. Was a beast mode.
Yeah,
he showed some pictures.
Yeah, we were like, hey, oh my god!
I know. It was like, oh, okay.
You were serious about
like
this.
you. There's people like, oh, I lift weights. No,
Mike lifted weights.
Mike lifted weights. Anyway, but he was here at the house, and we cooked up some incredible Wagyu steaks from Get Beefed here in Oklahoma. Get Beefed. Really great folks from Sealing, Oklahoma.
With you when you got them steaks.
You were with me. You met me there at Toby Keith's.
At Toby Keith's in Bricktown.
When I got those steaks, picked them up. Incredible steaks. We cooked those. Had a couple fillets, some ribeyes.
Mm-hmm. My
family's here, but Sterling's not. Sterling's down at the neighbors, and we're sitting on my back porch. I have a beautiful back porch.
It is.
It is a great place to entertain.
Your mom did really well.
My mom, that is no lie. It is beautiful.
Yes,
it's beautiful. Back porch. And so we're all sitting on the back porch, and I've got the grill going, cooking steaks.
The old Clay Botanical Gardens.
It is. It's the Clay Botanical Gardens. And walking around the corner of the house in a pair of shorts, no shoes, no shirt, total Jimmy Buffett.
No problems.
Sterling Clay, who looks like he has lived under a bridge for a week, just filthy.
Yeah.
He's been down at his buddy Jack's down the street, and he comes walking around the corner, and he's like, "Where's the dog?" Well, Mike had brought his dog with him, and some of the other kids, I guess, they ran into him in the front yard.
He was looking for transportation.
He was looking for transportation, maybe something to eat. He may have killed that dog and ate it. I tell you, he's pretty feral. Anyway, he comes walking around the corner of the house, and I was like, "Hey, this is my last child." And you said, "This is Brad's."
This is Brad's feral child.
My feral child, because it's so true. It is. He's out of control. He is a wild animal.
That's okay.
And he's all boy. He's an incredible athlete. He's just gifted when it comes.
He's going to be the one that makes it for you.
I think so too. He'll be the one that makes Dateline.
Yeah.
He'll be the one that's on Dateline. He's my felon. That's what we say. We've asked the kids, hey, I've asked some of the older kids and said, hey, out of all of you guys, which one do you think has the best chance to go to prison? And all of them are like, oh, Sterling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sterling, no doubt.
Who's the one that could survive in prison?
Sterling. Oh, yeah. Sterling will be running that joint. He'll be running. He'll be the boss.
Oh, poor child.
Anyway, but he comes walking around the corner, and I said, hey, this is Mike. This is my son, Sterling. Sterling, can you introduce yourself? What is that bug?
I don't know. I didn't get a good glance at it.
It was a big bug.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Sterling, says hi, whatever, and then pulls his pants down and pisses in the yard. Just pees right there. Just, right in front of old Mike. Just, here's this client.
Feral
child.
Feral.
Anyway, so Adam, I'm not going to say it's because this is the reason you're sweating so profusely.
It probably is.
But you look great, buddy. And I mean that in the most way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much weight have you lost in the last 2 weeks?
I lost 16 pounds.
16 pounds. And it's a little bothersome because we sit next to one another on this podcast, and I officially look like I'm double you now.
It's the gut is
No, that's where I noticed it.
going away.
You've lost the gut.
The hips will hang around.
Yeah.
As tradition has had with my weight loss program in the past.
The old thickness in the waist.
Yeah, that's where it always stays.
Yep.
Right on the thighs.
Right. But you look good. I'm just throwing it out there. Proud of you.
Appreciate it.
I'm diving in next week.
You are diving in next week.
I'm going to join you.
I got through the first week, which was rough. Second week was less rough, and now we're kind of in a cruise mode.
Yeah.
On the diet. And TW, one of our staffers, is kind of helping us out on the deal.
Yeah. TW's lost what? He lost like 85 pounds?
Like 85 pounds, and he looks like...
well, he lost 85, and then he's gained back like 15 or 20 in muscle.
In all muscle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
TW's a big guy, but he was a college football player.
Mm-hmm. Did he play D-line too? Or
yes. He was at the old Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
University of Illinois.
Yeah, that's right.
Big dude.
Big dude.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Meaning about the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
Mm-hmm. So he's jacked now.
Yeah.
He's lost a bunch of weight and hit the gym, and he's ripped up. So, but super proud of you on your weight loss. And you just got back from vacation, buddy.
Yeah, we went to New Mexico.
New Mexico.
It was a lot of fun.
You Wyandottes didn't run into trouble out there, did you?
We did not.
Okay.
There was definitely a whole tribe of us, that's for sure. I have two sisters and a brother.
Yeah.
My parents.
Yeah.
All of our kids, and we were all in a 3-bedroom log cabin that was a maybe combined total of 1,100 square feet.
Oh, that's horrible. There's no way. I'm out.
I mean, for me though, that's normalcy with vacation. Like, that's how I've always gone on vacations. It's like we've never had the cool, fun, like 18-bedroom house where everybody's got a room and all that stuff. It's always been like, even when I was growing up and we'd go to, my grandparents owned a condo in Keystone, Colorado, on a like really nice giant condo, like 5-bedroom condo.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. But a 5-bedroom condo, when you cram 4 families and their extended families into it,
it's just not fun anymore.
It becomes, I don't know, I liked it, but it's what you know. It's all you know.
Yeah.
But the good thing about New Mexico is that we literally, I mean, you walk outside and it's 65 degrees. Not this.
Yeah.
Not this.
Sticky.
And so it was awesome. Got to go trout fishing every day, fly fishing.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It's good. Hurley caught the biggest one, of course.
Of course, yeah. Nothing
Always.
new. If you want to check out your YouTube channel, you got several videos.
We have not done a lot of fishing here lately. I keep telling Hurley and I were talking about that the other day. We haven't done a fishing video in a while.
Yep.
But Hurley, we'll go fishing. And
it's because you're not a great father.
It's not.
I'm joking. You're a great dad.
I'm a horrible papa.
You are a great dad. Like, you are incredibly more patient than me. No,
I don't feel like I'm very patient.
I mean, trust me. I'm just comparing you to me.
Just to you.
Yeah.
I don't feel patient after yesterday.
Yeah, I had a rough day yesterday.
A rough day.
You told me
yesterday.
all about it. Yeah.
But yeah, so Hurley caught about a 18-inch trout.
Nice.
He was,
rainbow.
Big rainbow trout.
Nice.
Big rainbow trout. My mom caught actually one that was about the same, but way heavier.
Wow.
Way heavier. And
yeah, I've got that trout mounted on my wall.
I know. There's a big old trout in there.
Yeah, that's not far off from that one. That was like 20, 22, 23-inch trout.
My dad always, anytime we've gone to Red River or New Mexico or within the proximity of New Mexico, he always tells a story about how he caught a trout when he was 8 years old, and it was 24 inches long, and it was the record trout, and he had it registered and everything at the official weigh-in station thing, and then they lost the record. Or something like that.
Oh my God, that is the most dad story.
That's the most fish story you've ever heard.
My
It's
God.
the
And
fishiest of
they
all
lost.
fish.
They lost the record.
They lost the record.
Whatever, bro.
But I wouldn't believe it. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. At their little like pro shop deal that they have in there, they've got some pictures, and it's just like, whoa, where are those fish coming from?
Yeah, your dad's picture wasn't up there, was it?
It was not.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That would have been
throwing
worn out.
that out there. So yeah, you guys just got back from vacation, and
It was fun.
looked like it was super fun.
It was fun. UTVs were the most fun thing.
Yeah,
Riding up the
And-
trails. Went up to Goose Lake. Beautiful lake. Top of the mountain. Beautiful lake.
While you were on vacation, I sponsored a youth mission trip for junior high kids to
Yes,
Fort
you
Worth,
did.
Texas.
Bless you.
Oh, no, it's actually a great group of kids. I drove a van full of 7th and 8th grade girls.
Mm-hmm.
That was my job. Was to drive. There was more girls. All the boys rode in one van, and we had 2 vans of girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so my van was filled with 7th and 8th grade girls who sang every song to the Hamlet musical.
Oh.
No, Hamilton musical.
Hamilton.
Musical. Which was rough. It was a little rough to put up with on the drive.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a great trip. We worked with Mission Arlington, which is a really cool ministry in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And so did that for a couple days, and then I just drove back down there.
Mm-hmm.
Took my son. So Matthias was on episode 10 of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
My son Matthias, which, by the way, I asked my daughter, Ava, she's 10 years old, and said, Ava, will you be a guest on our podcast? And do you remember what Ava said?
It's not. I'm way too good for you.
She said, I'm way too good for your podcast, Dad.
Just way too good for it.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I can't argue with her.
No. But we do have a coffee sponsor now, so
Well, she's not going to drink it.
yeah,
It's
it's
him.
still not good enough for her.
Yeah, still not good enough for her. That's Ava. Anyway, so but I just went back down to the Dallas Fort Worth area,
Mm-hmm.
and took my son. His birthday was in April, and we bought him a gift.
Mm-hmm.
My son, if you remember that podcast, he loves music, and we spent a lot of time talking about music. We learned that you played the cello and upright bass in that podcast.
A lot of other ones too.
Yeah, you play a lot of different instruments, so we learned that. But Matthias spent a lot of that time talking about music, and he talked about some of the bands that he loved. And one of the bands he mentioned was he really enjoyed Weezer. Really enjoyed Weezer.
Yes, he does.
He likes Weezer, which is not a lot of 13-year-olds out there, today, hammering out, talking about how great Weezer is.
At least not nowadays.
Not nowadays.
Our day.
Our day, yeah. No doubt.
It was a
That
big
Blue
deal.
album.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Anyway, we went to Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers, and we watched Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day in concert.
That's like
I mean,
middle school and high school for me.
I know, right?
Like all of
It's all
those.
combined together.
She didn't go to that concert for you, or
He loved it, and I was pumped about it too.
yeah.
Obviously, I remember the Dookie album. I was in junior high when the Dookie album came out from Green
Yeah.
Day. And so 2 of those bands for sure at this point are Hall of Famers, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Weezer and Green Day for sure.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And maybe even
100%.
Fall Out Boy.
Fall
I
Out
mean,
Boy will be too.
I think they will too.
I mean,
it's all said and done.
If you're around for longer than like 15 years, yeah, you're gonna be in.
Yeah, and they have great stuff. Anyway, it was the largest concert in the world in the last 2 years because
To
of
date.
COVID. To date.
To date.
I don't know how many people in there. There's probably 100,000 people in there. It was wild, bro. Incredible show. Weezer wasn't. There was a band that opened. I don't even remember who they were. Anyway, somebody I never heard of.
Yeah.
And then Weezer was second. And when they came out and they're like, hey, we're your second band, and it's not normal for us to be, the second band that plays in a 4-band lineup. But by gosh, we're the second best band that's ever played in the second spot. Like here's and they killed it. Weezer did great, played all their hits, played a couple of their new songs off their new album. It was awesome. Buddy Holly, they did Africa, which so good. They do it better than the original, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was so good. And then Fall Out Boy comes out, and you just don't realize how many of those Fall Out Boy songs you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm singing along, jamming. Me and Matthias both. It was just great, man. We were having a blast. Jamming out to Fall Out Boy, and then they go off, and then Green Day comes out. And Green Day, I like Green Day. They weren't my favorite of the group.
They're not even
they're
close
iconic.
to a favorite.
They're iconic. But here's the deal.
I
can appreciate Green Day, but I feel like every song sounds kind of the same.
They do. That's why I'm not a huge Green Day fan.
Yeah, every song kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
Except for Wake Me Up When September Ends, that song, and I Hope You Had the Time of Your Life. There's some others that were kind of mixed in, but it was fun to sing along with it. And then they did I Want to Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss.
They did.
They covered it, and it was so good. The whole place going nuts.
Yeah.
And so, great show. We had so much fun. And that was Matthias' first concert, and I feel like I kind of ruined him.
That was his first one.
That was his first concert he's ever been to.
Didn't even take him to like a hole in the wall.
No, I should
dive, huh?
Yeah. Hey, this is a Nirvana cover band down here at the Diamond Ballroom.
The Diamond Ballroom.
I can't get him into the Diamond Ballroom. He's not old enough to get in there.
Not yet.
And speaking of concerts, I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast before, but I remember going to see Project 86 at Kane's Ballroom. It was Project 86 and POD were there's 4 bands. 2 of them I didn't really know all that well. Or one of them I didn't know very well, and one of them I'd never heard of, ever. And but I knew Project 86 and POD, and I took a couple youth kids, and we went to this concert, Kane's Ballroom. Uh-oh, I got a moment. Hold on. Got him. Oh, my God. I'm 2 for 2, baby.
I know.
Anyway.
3 for 3 if you count the one that went in your coffee earlier. He had a fly, dive bomb his coffee. Just full-on kamikaze the coffee.
Oh, man.
But a man.
I know, but when
you take that
it's
protein.
funny when you brought it up, it makes Aunt Gaggy kind of show up.
It does?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Bro, please.
Oh, there it was. There it was. She's here. Aunt Gaggy has walked in the door and will not leave for about an hour. Delicious.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you right now.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway, so I go to this concert, Kane's Ballroom, waiting in line, get in, and the first band. So the lineup was POD was a headliner. This band called Head Planet Earth, who was horrible. Project 86, and then this band I never heard of, and this first band. They were awesome. I was like, dude, these guys are great. I remember I'd been like, who is this again? It was somebody, maybe you heard of them, called Linkin Park.
Just a small band.
Just a nothing. Yeah. But it was they were brand new. This 2000, 2001. Nobody knew who Linkin Park was. You know what I mean? And they killed it, bro. Linkin absolutely crushed it.
And what was that event again?
It was just a concert. POD, Project 86. There's a tour. Those were the 4 bands.
I thought about this for a long time, and I've seen POD in concert one time. And I'm pretty sure Project 86 was there. And I'm pretty sure I remember.
You probably didn't get in the doors in time to hear because it was one of them deals like the show started at 5:30, but nobody showed up till 6.
I'm pretty sure I remember somebody getting like booed off the stage.
That was Ahead Planet Earth.
But I may
they
have
got booed
been
off the
there.
stage. They got booed off the stage.
I may have been there.
In King's Ballroom?
I may have been.
How do you not remember that? Like, how is that not register with you?
Either I've heard you tell the story a couple times, and so I'm starting to picture myself.
Oh, so
there.
you just inject yourself into my stories? That is a jerk thing.
There.
That's a jerk thing to do.
Because
live your own life, Adam.
I've been to Kane's
Stop
Ballroom
living
times.
vicariously through my stories.
I've had lots of concussions.
Yeah, me too, bro.
There's not
That's
a lot
how my college
left
football
there.
career ended, man.
Was my high school career.
Mine probably should have ended.
Should have ended
in high school
at that point, but
we kept her going. I had 6 major concussions. The last one,
the same.
I was hit on a Saturday, and I woke up on a Monday.
That wasn't as bad as that one.
Whole right side of my brain swelled and was bruised, and neurologist basically told me you shouldn't do this anymore. First practice of spring practice at East Central University. Going into it would have been my redshirt sophomore season.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Played a lot the season before. So I was really excited because I was, going to be a kind of a staple on the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And tackle set on me, pushed me upfield, and I knew, set on me, just kind of pushed me on by him, and so I knew a screener draw. And I see the back cross my face, so I know it's they're going to throw it over me and throw it to our back. Jerome Castleberry. And so I break and turn and run to the ball. And our tight end, JJP, could run a secondary route, and he peeled back on me. And he clipped me.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him when he was like right here, and all I could do was dip my head to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he led with the crown of his head, and I hope he's listening. JJ, no, we've talked about this. Me and him, we're cool. He was from Plainview, Oklahoma. Anyway, I dipped my head to him, and he led with his head and hit me kind of right above or just behind my ear.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell onto my stomach. I don't remember anything out of that. They said I hopped up and started to run again.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran about 15 yards and collapsed.
Mm.
And that was it, man. That was the end of my...
It was done.
That was the end of my football days, man. All come crashing down.
Just like that.
My own teammate ended it for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the thing about college, though, is that you don't like your offensive players, and they really don't like you.
No, you don't like each other at all.
Because we don't do anything together except drills at practice. We don't watch film together.
Mm-mm.
We hardly spend any time together. Like defense, maybe this was just the poorly done at East Central.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know very many of my offensive players, so it's just kind of how it fell in. But anyway, concussion wise, I don't even remember what we were talking about. What? Speaking of concussion,
yeah. My last.
we were talking about Kane's Ballroom and how you maybe were there, maybe you weren't. I know a concert that we did see together.
Yeah.
We didn't know one another.
No.
You were probably a junior high kid. OC Supertones.
Oh gosh.
New Church.
What a fun concert.
Oh, Supertones Strike Back.
Top 5.
Great concert.
Top 5 best concerts I've ever been to.
I remember feeling that church was so big.
I did too. Like looking back on it. Well, when they clear out that when they clear
a lot
out
of people
that area,
standing in there.
There's
especially.
a ton of people. I mean, how many people do you think were there?
A couple thousand.
Like it was packed.
It was packed.
I was probably an 8th grader standing at the front, and I remember.
How old are you?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm 35.
What? Like you don't know?
6?
Yeah.
5.
I was probably a junior in high school.
So I was like,
I'm 39.
all I remember about that concert.
Wait a minute. Can we just? How old are you? Can you nail that down real
don't
quick?
remember.
What year were you born?
86.
1986. So you're 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
So
35.
35.
So I'm 35.
Now you could be 36 as a.
Oh, my birthday's in March.
Okay. All right. So I'm February. All right.
But yeah, was I remember two things about that concert. One, I remember I stood in front. You remember the tower of speakers they had on both sides?
Yeah.
That's where I was.
Oh, yeah.
About 2 feet from it.
Oh, man.
And just loving it.
Just,
and then
just your heart, you have developed a heart murmur.
Yeah, I think I had multiple palpitations from the subwoofers while we were there. And then
I love it.
The second thing I remember, one of the most cool things I've ever seen is he literally crowd surfed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Literally. Like he literally
Yeah.
had a surfboard and threw it on the crowd, stood up and sang the whole Supertone Strike Back song on a surfboard.
I remember that. And he could do it because OC stands for Orange County. He's a surfer, man.
Yeah.
He's a surfer guy. Anyway, if you don't know who OC Supertones are, go look that up. There's some good punk.
I mode ska. Not punk.
Yeah.
Ska.
I apologize.
Okay. Big difference.
Okay.
We lost like 3 listeners just now.
Okay.
All the ska fans out there just left. No, they would. So yeah, that was
Who were some other
awesome
mainstream
concert.
ska bands back from the day?
Do you remember Sly's Alter Ego?
Yeah, I remember. I remember. I was trying to think who that was. That's who it is.
I don't think they were mainstream, but they were definitely.
They were pretty.
They were a big deal in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Who else
sure.
was there?
That's about all the ones that I knew.
There was a band that was popular. They had a couple songs in the 90s too.
What's the one? A lot of the mainstream bands had like one or two. Like Gwen Stefani had some
Gwen
stuff.
Stefani.
She had a lot of
She's
ska
an Okie
stuff.
now.
Yeah, she's an Okie.
Yeah, lived down in Tishomingo.
Tish.
Which I'll show you. I've met Blake Shelton 2 times.
Yeah.
Yep. Once was at a gas station in Tishomingo.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting gas, and he pulls up in a farm truck, gets out, starts pumping gas, and I'm like, well, that's Blake Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
And we were turkey hunting. And so we're in camo, and he strikes up a conversation. He's like, hey, man, you guys have any? And this is before I had this big wrapped, truck or whatever. I don't even know if we were filming yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we probably were. And I knew where Blake's place was. He got a big high fence on one side of it. I don't know if the whole thing's high fenced or whatever. But anyway, he's like, oh, y'all have any luck? And I was like, yeah, man, we had a bird working this morning. And I said, we're back over here on this outside of town. And I said, we had this bird working. And I said, we got up, and there's a big high fence in between us, and I mean, I could see the top of his fan. We'd worked so hard, so I said I cut through that fence and went in there. And we killed him, hurt, and got out of there. And he knew he immediately. There's nobody that picks up sarcasm better than that guy because
that's his love language.
That's his love language, And he's like, oh man, hope he was a good bird then, or something like that. And then I bumped into him again at the feed store in Tishomingo buying corn. One time he was in there buying stuff. Just normal dude, man. Just living that life. And what's cool is that the people in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, they leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like he can kind of do his thing, and Gwen and they I had some youth kids when I was at Sulphur that worked at what's Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Yeah. In Sulphur, and Blake used to come into Golden Chick. He's a Golden Chick fan. I don't know if you know that or not.
I'm a Golden Chick fan.
Are you?
We had that on the way back from New Mexico, and I had to sit there and watch my kids eat chicken fingers and catfish and just hate myself.
Yeah.
It was rough.
That sounds horrible.
I did take a bite of a chicken finger.
Did you? I was going to say, how much cheating did you do?
Really not.
You cheated when you were here at my house with those fillets.
Which I found out it's not really cheating. I could have ate fillets that night.
Could you?
Yes, I could.
It counted as a lean meat?
Yeah.
Man, they were so good.
That's the second night that we were in New Mexico, we went to a place called Texas Reds. Big steakhouse, famous steakhouse.
Texas Reds in New Mexico.
Red River, New Mexico, and had a fillet, an 8-ounce fillet and a salad, and it was fantastic.
Man.
It was really good.
That sounds good.
I don't even think it was like even close to like the best steak or anything I've had, but it was just...
It was good.
It was just good. I hadn't had anything like that in a while. Especially somebody making it for you.
What are we going to eat for lunch today, Adam? Well, where are you going to go sit with me while I eat lunch?
While I watch you eat, while I eat this little 2.5-inch long campfire s'mores crisp bar, which is actually really good.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I think
It's
I
the
have
best.
some of those.
That's the best one.
Is it? Okay.
But yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go for lunch, but my tummy is definitely waiting for this timer I got going. I got 18 minutes.
You time your meals because you got to eat 6 times a day. Just small meals 6 times a day.
6 times a day. Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, show's going really well, by the way.
It is going good.
You back-end production guys have done well, and that includes me. I mean, I write the scripts and all that stuff. But you obviously touch every episode.
Everyone.
Maybe we can talk about some of that process. People don't really know how that works.
That would be a good episode to talk about.
Maybe we'll talk about that on the next one.
Yeah,
we'll dive in and walk through the actual process.
What actually happens?
What actually happens behind the scenes of making
a TV
show?
show.
Final Descent, Final Destination Outdoors.
Finally decent outdoors.
Finally decent outdoors. You know what? I see our merch showing up places. I had a friend send me a TikTok video of a guy wearing a Final Descent hat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then I stumbled onto one where a guy was wearing this shirt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this old FDO shirt right here.
It's got the lack of air conditioning marks on it.
Duh. Am I getting some sweat going? Oh, I am. It's a little sweaty in here. Oh, yeah, look at this. Woo!
Oh, man. That's bad.
A little sweaty. It's a little sweaty.
Sweaty.
A little bit sweaty.
Sweaty.
Anyway, show's going great. We are 4 episodes in, and they've been great. Episode 5 airs this week, and been really, really good. So how it works for us is that we're going to do 5 episodes. We rerun 5. We do another 5, rerun 5. We do 3, rerun 3. We do 13 total. And the reason we do it that way is because, number one, we are lazy and we get behind in production.
There's a lot of things going on.
A lot happening in the world.
It's not for a lack of trying.
No, it's not. But we started that not really because we were overloaded with just projects from Full Strip Media, because we got a lot happening with Full Strip Media.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
A lot happening. A lot of our clients are just really busy and have a lot of projects right now. And really, honestly, we don't have time to do this podcast.
No, we don't.
But here we are.
For some reason, we're here.
Yeah, we just continue. You granted this wish to me, Adam.
Yes, I did.
You said, let's do this podcast. And
a little honest confession. Anytime we talk on the phone and you're like, hey, we got to do some more podcasts. When I hang up the phone, you know what I say? Freaking podcast. Every time.
Has your wife heard you say it?
Oh, every time. I go, freaking podcast. And she was like, why are you guys doing it? And I was like, well, we like it.
It is fun, though. It's like,
it's fun.
When we do it. This is honestly, Adam, like, I'll film it and doing all the other stuff, but there's pressure to it. I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure, because this is just us.
There's no pressure.
This is good for our friendship.
When it becomes pressure, I think we quit.
Yes.
When it becomes pressure, I think we quit it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's fun doing it.
I'm having a good time.
It's fun.
Yeah, even though we're sweating.
A
little sweaty right now.
That's the commitment level. I want everybody to understand it's 90 degrees outside right now. This is for you, people.
This is for you.
90 degrees, and we have a thin layer of tin that's basically a cast iron skillet above our heads. Okay?
Oh, I should have spray foamed it.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
That was a mistake. Anyway.
Yeah.
But episodes are going great, and so we do 5, rerun 5, do 5, rerun 5, do 3, and rerun 3. And the reason for that is that a lot of shows, if they do 13 episodes, they run those 13 straight out.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of September, so from July through September, you have all these new recordings. Well, then they don't. If people that are recording your show,
they
Dish,
don't record.
DirecTV, AT&T, Uverse, wherever you are tuning in and watching, you don't get a new show episode for 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And so we said, hey, we're going to spread this out over 6 months. So there's 6 months that you're going to be getting consistent new episodes from us.
And it's worked out really well.
And it has worked out really good.
It's worked out really well. It's made it to where it keeps it current, but it also, I think people enjoy the fact if they miss one episode, they don't have to wait all this time to get back to it, and we put them on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so you can tune into our YouTube channel and watch those episodes. They release the following week after they air nationally on television, on Pursuit and Wild TV in Canada.
Yep,
which we're super excited about being there this year. So we just cover all of North America. Had a really cool. Had a guy send me a video, Anchorage or a picture He was sitting at work with his coworkers. Final Descent Outdoors in Anchorage, Alaska.
Very
tuning in
cool.
watching. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah, so I had a fan tune in.
Does he want anybody to come up there?
He invited me to come to a bear hunt.
Really?
He sure did.
Oh, and a cameraman.
And you know what's cool is
and a cameraman.
His name is
a cameraman.
I'll need a cameraman. His name's Wesley, and we connected to Wesley through a really cool story.
Okay.
And this is a great way. I mean, this is a great way for us to close the episode.
We'll finish it out on this one.
Obviously, Final Descent Outdoors is a faith-based program. We set out from the beginning to want to use the common ground of the outdoors to share the gospel, tell people about Jesus. And how we connected to Wesley was Wesley is a veteran, and he served our country in the military, came back, and like so many people, he struggled. He was struggling, and was really just in a bad place, and has a wife, and he had a beautiful daughter. Was just struggling, finding a place and finding purpose, and it got really, really bad. So bad that he wrote a suicide note and made plans to take his life. And wrote a note, got a pistol out. Nobody's in the house, and basically sat down on the couch. Sat down, but it was too quiet in the house. He's like, man, it's just really quiet. So being a guy who loves to hunt and fish, he turns the TV on, and guess what network's on?
On Pursuit.
The Pursuit channel. Pursuit channel's on. And so he's turns the TV on just for some background noise, and guess what show's on? Final Descent Outdoors.
Finally Decent Outdoors. And as he's turns the TV on, Final Descent is on. And if you haven't watched any of our episodes, we end every episode with a devotion. That's what we do. We wrap everything together with this devotional thought, where we're challenging our viewers. So that's the point of the show.
Right, it's the point of the show, right? We've always said we want to have a great television program that is very well produced, that just happens to be faith-based, because there's this stigma, if it's faith-based, it's less quality.
Junk.
It's trash. Like Christian music, it's not as good as mainstream. Christian movies, not as good as mainstream.
No.
And so we said, hey, we want to make, honestly, I'll just be honest with you, we want to have the best TV show on the Pursuit channel that just happens to be faith-based. And we strive for that. I'm not saying we are. I'm not throwing mud at any other program. Please don't take it that way. Our goal is to be the best program on the network. Yeah. And we have a pretty darn good program.
Yeah, we do.
We have a pretty good program. Our guys do a good job. Adam is the glue to the whole thing. You really are.
Very sweaty glue.
Very sweaty glue. God directed our steps to one another. I believe that 100%.
Thank you, Taco Bueno.
It's true.
It's true. Our love of burritos.
Our love of burritos brought us together. I haven't eaten a Taco Bueno in a long time.
It's really good still.
It's not too shabby. It's not Taco Casa.
It's not, but I would say it's number 2 for me.
I agree with that.
All day long.
I agree 100%. So anyway, Wesley's...
We went on the random food tangent. We can end the podcast.
Yep. Anyway, Wesley is tuning into Final Descent. We're doing the devotion at the end. And essentially, devotion is that if you're watching this, God's not done with you. Like, God has a purpose and a plan for you. And if you're seeing this, he's not done with you. And we lay it out. And Wesley essentially, has a gun in one hand and a remote in the other, and he drops them and gets on his knees, and in that moment surrenders to the Lord. And he emails us and says, hey, here's my story. And essentially he ends up sending pictures, and it just kind of gets me emotional, but he ends up sending pictures of him and his daughter Oakley. And he said, I want to thank you so much for your show, because not only did it save my life, but it also made sure Oakley still has her dad.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's about right there. Like,
that's the
honestly,
reason.
In 10 years, if he was it, it's all worth it, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that is incredible.
And we ought to do a podcast one time and just tell some of the cool stories.
We should do that
because there's
a ton of them.
There's a lot of those stories that are just like, and they always come at a great moment.
They do.
When you are feeling down in the dumps or frustrated or behind or something happens.
It's
like
incredible. It's weekly. It's weekly.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a staff pastor, Dave Coffey, and when we really get rolling, I send a bunch of those to Dave. If stuff's kind of heavy that he can kind of help me with. But I answer most of those. I mean, I had a guy this week say, "Hey, I got some sin I need to confess in my life, and saw your show. I want to be better." And we get emails like that every week, and it's incredible. Man, God's used it in some incredible ways. So anyway, Adam, this was good.
It was good.
It was a good time. Good hanging out. Good to see you in person.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a minute, man.
It's been a lot of minutes.
It's been a lot of minutes.
But it's good. I'm glad you didn't kick the bucket.
Yeah.
Glad you beat it.
Glad I beat up that COVID.
And glad I didn't get it.
You're welcome, because I don't know how you
I don't know how I didn't get it.
I don't know how you didn't get it either.
I don't know how I didn't get it.
Anyway, good stuff. Adam, where can people find you?
You can find me on social medias at Hurley Films, HearlyFilms.
Because your name is Hurls.
Yes. Just add a
we
Y.
Go by
Makes
Adam.
it cool.
Yeah. Throw a Y. Yeah. Church it up.
Yeah, church it up. So that's where I'm at. Probably the most active place is on our YouTube channel. We upload sort of once a week.
Yeah.
And just what's going on. A little vlog action.
Little vlog.
Yeah.
Awesome. You can find Final Descent Outdoors on all the social medias. If you got TikTok, we're having to start over. I got kicked off TikTok. We'll talk more about why I got kicked off TikTok.
Why'd you got ticked off TikTok?
I got ticked off because TikTok kicked me off.
Yeah. Say that 3 times
and
fast.
so Brad Clay _ Final Descent on TikTok. You can find us on Twitter at FD Outdoors, Instagram at FD Outdoors, and then Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook, and then of course our YouTube channel, Final Descent Outdoors. You can find us there as well. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. God bless you.
And that's that. Gonna
That's
have to here, fade it out.
Do you remember how to do that?
Yeah, got it.
Attaboy.